Hi, this is Nadin Aouada. Today we are going to have a Module E pilot lesson. It is a mini vocabulary lesson suitable for those 11th graders and 12th graders who are preparing to sit for Module E pilot. Today we are going to start with our 10 words, which are beneficial, by, in contrast to, cooperation, enable, generate, investigation, obtain, prepare, regulation, and supply. So hopefully you'll enjoy and benefit from today's lesson. Today we are going to focus on some goals. For example, the main goal is to understand and use the target 4-point words from band 3. And then we have some specific goals, which are to understand the word when reading it, to use the word correctly in a sentence, and to know the word families connected. Surely now we are talking about 10 words in a lesson. Are you ready? Let's move on. So, to remind you, today we are going to deal with 10 words. We are going to get introduced to these words in order to be able to fulfill the 3 mentioned goals. Those 10 words are, again, beneficial, which is an adjective, by, in contrast to, cooperation, which is a noun, enable, which is a verb, generate, verb as well, investigation, noun, obtain, verb, prepare, verb, regulation, noun, and supply as a noun. So we'll start with our first word. Our first word is beneficial. Beneficial is an adjective, and it means in English favorable or advantageous, resulting in good. So it is an adjective, and there are some words from the same family. For example, we have a benefit, benefits, which is a noun, and benefit as a verb. They are the same regarding to spelling, but it depends on the sentence. And then here we have one example using the word beneficial. For example, regular exercise has many beneficial health effects. So we can replace the word beneficial by favorable, by positive, by good. All of these words go within the same meaning. Are you ready to move to the second word? Our second word is by contrast to or in contrast to. If you look at the image here, you have something lighting up the room and something which is dark. So you have something contrasting another. Here the definition is opposite to. For example, we have short, tall, thin, fat. So here we have the definition, as I told you, it's opposite to. And we have some words from the same family. For example, we have contrast alone is a noun. And to contrast is a verb, and contrast as an adjective as well. Are you ready for an example? Here the example says, in contrast to her short sister, she is tall. So here we have someone who is tall and someone who is short. So in contrast to her short sister, she is very tall. Ready for a new word? We have the word cooperation. So if you look at the image, we have people going together and working together, and coming up together. So what do you mean by cooperation? Cooperation means the process of working together to the same end, to the same goal, to the same aim. So here we have the word cooperation is a noun, the verb here is cooperate, and the adjective is cooperative, and cooperatively is the adverb. Do you need an example using this word? We have here. We thank you for your cooperation. We thank you for your help, for working with us. We can move to another new word. Enable. Enable is a verb. It's from the word able, if you can remember it. Able is to be able to do something. I can do something. So here, it is the same. Enable is a verb, and it means to give someone or something the authority or means to do something. For example, here we say a bird's wings enable it to fly. For example, your help enabled me to succeed. Those exercises enabled me to understand the lesson better. So here is the verb enable, to make someone or something, or to give someone or something the authority or means to do something. We have another word here, which is generate. Generate is a verb. If you look at the image, we have 3, then they turn into 9, then they turn into 12, or whatever. So here we have, what do you mean by the word generate? Generate is to cause something, especially an emotion or situation, to arise or to come about. For example, here we have windmills used to generate electricity. So here we have some words from the same family. We have the noun, which is generation. We have the verb, which is generative. And we have, the verb is generate, and we have the adjective generative. So now we have another word, which is investigation. Investigation, if you look at the image, they are questioning something. They are studying something. They are going over something. So what do you mean by investigation? Investigation is a formal or systematic examination or research. It's something formal or systematic, and it is an examination or a research. We have here words from the same family, the verb investigate. And we have here an example as well. For example, here we have police officers are conducting an investigation. So usually police officers are the ones who conduct investigations concerning a case or a crime or whatever. So now we have the verb obtain. Obtain is to get something, to acquire something, or secure something. Here we have a sentence. Where can I obtain a map of Europe? Or where can I obtain a new camera? How can I obtain the address of the principal? Whatever. So here we have the meaning of the word obtain is to get, to acquire, and to secure something. We have the verb prepare. Prepare here means make something or even someone ready for use or consideration. Word family, we have preparation. Here we have noun. The sentence here, if you are talking about something, we say about someone, for example, the teacher prepared the students for the test, or I prepared everything for the trip. So here you can prepare someone in order to enable the word we used before, him or her, to make something, or you prepare things. As here we mentioned, for example, I prepared everything for the journey, or I prepared my students for the test, or for the exam, or for the interview, whatever. If we move on, we have the word regulation. Regulation is a noun, and it means a rule or directive made and maintained by an authority. So it is a rule, and it is by authority. So we have the verb. The verb here is regulate. And we have a sentence where the word regulation is used, and the sentence is, we must follow the regulations. We have the word supply. Supply here is used as a noun, and I want to highlight this because supply can be a verb as well, but here we are dealing with it as a noun. So supply here means a stock of a resource from which a person or place can be provided with the necessary amount of that resource. For example, see, look at the picture, you can see the stock here, large amount of things, and you can get them when needed. So here we have a very important example, which is prices change according to supply and demand. So you ask for something, and supply is to here giving the thing. Asking for the thing and giving the thing. So now we are ready to go over the 10 words again, just to remember. If you look at the table here, I'm not going to read the Arabic nor the Hebrew translations, but if you look here, you can see the word, and you can see what part of speech it is, and then you can see the translation in Arabic and the translation in Hebrew for you. You can go over them, and if you want, you can memorize them. So it's very important to memorize these words because you will be able then to use them in your speech, in your writing, in your reading. So knowing, enriching your vocabulary is something very, very, very important for language empowerment, okay? So here we have the first word we learned is beneficial, and we said that it is an adjective which describes a noun. So here we have by in contrast to, and then we have the word cooperation. Cooperation, we said working together, is a noun, and usually words ending with shin, T-I-O-N, are nouns. Enable is a verb to give the authority or the ability to someone or something to do something. And then we have the verb generate, and resulting in something else. And then we have investigation. Again, investigation, which is an examination or research or something, or all of these things. This word ends with T-I-O-N, shin. So again, it is a noun. Here we have the word obtain, which is obtain, get, or acquire, and it is a verb. And then we have the word prepare, to make something or someone ready for something. For example, here we have it as a verb as well. Regulation, we go to the same point, T-I-O-N, shin, a noun, and supply. As I mentioned earlier, it can be both a noun and a verb, but here we are dealing with the noun. Ready for more practice? Let's move on. Here we have a practice or an exercise through which we can practice the parts of speech. We have here a table, we have noun, verb, adjective, and we need to fill in the blanks. Only the blanks. Where there are no dots, you don't need to do anything. So we start with the first row. We have benefit is a noun. The verb as well is benefit. What is the adjective of it? Yes, you're right. It is beneficial. I'm not going to write it now. We are going now to see it. Here we have the missing is the noun, and cooperate is the verb, and cooperative is the adjective. What is needed here is to write the noun. So what is the noun? Yes, you're right. It is cooperation. So here we have cooperation. And then we have the word generation, which is a noun. And then we have generative, which is the adjective. What is the verb? Yes, you're right, it is generate. And then we have the noun preparation. Preparation, what is the verb here? Yes, it is prepare. And one last word, which is regulate as a verb. And what is the noun? You're right, it is regulation. Let's check. See? Benefit, benefit, beneficial. Cooperation, cooperate, cooperative. Generation, generate, generative. And preparation, prepare. Regulation, regulate. Here we have some more practice. Here you need to complete the sentences, but using the appropriate part of speech. I gave you here the words, but you need to keep them as they are, or transform them into verbs or nouns or adjectives according to their position in the sentence. Let's start with the first sentence. We have cooperation is the key to success. So we have a verb, which is. And we have is the key to success. What is needed is a subject, right? We need a subject here. The subject here is usually a noun. So we need a noun. What is the noun of cooperation? It is the same word. Cooperation is a noun. So here we just copy it as it is. Let's move to the second sentence. The new law will be of a great. So we have here a and the great, which is an adjective. So usually an adjective describes what? It describes a noun. So we need the noun of beneficial, which is what? Benefit. Yes, you are right. We hope this meeting, yes, what is missing here? New ideas. So we hope this meeting, we need a verb, generate new ideas, law regulations, regulation our life. So here we need a verb, which is regulate, and we have a big test next week. It needs lots of, so usually after lots of, we need a noun, which is preparation. Let's check. Yes, cooperation is the key to success. Now, the new law will be of a great benefit. We hope this meeting generate new ideas. Laws regulate our life. We have a big test next week. It needs a lot of preparation. Now we have some expressions. So usually those words are related to expressions. We need to match words from column A with words from column B and come out with useful expression. I will do the first one. Generate, usually we generate ideas. So generate, number one, goes with ideas. So now take 1 minute in order to do the rest and work out the rest. Prepare, obtain, conduct, and supply. Ready? Let's do them together. So generate ideas, prepare, yes, for a journey. So it's E. Obtain, we obtain what? Another chance, right? And conduct, we conduct an investigation, correct? And then we have supply. What do we have here? Supply ideas, maybe. Supply and demand, sorry, here we have and demand. Excellent. So here we have the expressions. We have generate ideas, prepare for a journey, obtain another chance, conduct an investigation, and supply and demand. They usually go together. The market depends on supply and demand. So we are done. We have just one more exercise to practice at home. In order to be able to practice and in order to be able to work out this exercise, you need to click on the link here or use the barcode. Then you will have some word cross puzzle, so you can crossword puzzle. You can work it out and do some more exercise. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and by this lesson, I suppose now with the 10 words, we are able to understand these words when reading them. We are able to give some word families connected to these words, and you are able to give a synonym for the word and use them in expressions as we did now. Good luck and see you next time. Ali Awaja. Today we are going to have another 10 words from Pilot E. During this lesson, which is suitable for 11th and 12th graders who are preparing for Pilot E, we are going to work on understanding and using the target 4-point words from band 3. With these 10 words, we are going to try to understand the word when reading it, give a synonym for the word, and give an antonym for the word. So, let's start. Our lesson will deal with these 10 words, which are block, which is a verb, by far, creative, which is an adjective, encounter, which is a verb, global, which is an adjective, justify, which is a verb, obvious, an adjective, reject, which is a verb, and prepare, which is a verb, and surface, a conjunction, a noun as well. So, let's start with the first word. We have here block. Block is a verb. What does this verb mean? Block. Block is make the movement difficult or impossible. There's something blocking our way. So here we have a sentence. We can block up the holes with sticky tapes. So block here is make the movement difficult or impossible. Stop the movement. The second word is by far. By far, like largely, by a large amount, and by a great amount. So, the definition of this word is, as I mentioned now, by a great amount. And we have here an example. This was by far the largest city in the area. We can move on. We have the word creative. Creative is an adjective. An adjective which means relating to or involving the imagination or original ideas. You come up with your own ideas, your own special, unique ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. So usually we use it for, we say this person is creative. He paints the new paintings and all of these things. So usually it is relating to or involving the imagination or original ideas. We have a sentence here. My colleague is so creative. Why? He always comes up with new ideas. So creative people come up with their original ideas, and they are usually using their imagination and their mind. We have a third word, which is encounter. Encounter is a verb. So encounter is to face here. To face or unexpectedly experience or be faced with something difficult and not favorable. You are not happy with what you are facing. Here we have a sentence. We have encountered one small problem. So usually encounter is used in a negative way. So to face something you are not willing to face or to deal with. We have the adjective global. Global here relating to the whole world or worldwide. Here we have a sentence which is from our daily lives now. Corona is now a global issue, a global problem, a global virus. So here global is related to the whole world or worldwide. We have the verb justify. Usually when you deal with, for example, Module C and Module E tests, they ask you to answer and justify your answer from the text. What do they mean by justify? Justify here to show or prove to be right or reasonable. You need to give a proof for your answer. You need to show why did you choose this, why you chose this answer. So you need to give justification. So here, show or prove to be right or reasonable. And sentence, here we have, you have to justify your answer by copying words from the text. Usually, you can find this sentence in Module C and Module E examinations. So here we have the word obvious. Obvious is another word for clear enough. For example, it is easily, what do you mean by the word obvious in English? It is easily perceived or understood, clear, self-evident, or apparent. Okay? So what do we mean here by obvious? We mean it is something clear, apparent, you can easily notice it or see it. We have here a sentence. It is quite obvious that he's lying. So it is clear that he's lying. It is apparent that he is lying. We have the verb reject. To reject is to dismiss something because you believe it is inappropriate or disagree. Okay? So the sentence, for example, here, she rejected my proposal. She didn't accept my proposal. She refused my proposal. We have the verb prepare. Prepare here means make something ready for the use or consideration. Make someone ready or able to do or deal with something. I need some more time to prepare my lessons. So here it is to make something ready and to make someone ready. And we have here, as we mentioned, I need some more time to study and prepare for my lessons. The surface, here we have the surface of the table, and we have here the surface of the laptop, and we have, usually we say the surface of the sea. So what do we mean by the word surface? It is the outside part or uppermost layer of something. Okay? So, for example, here we have a sentence. The table surface here is smooth. Okay? So surface is the upper side of something. So now we are done with the 10 words, which are block, which is a verb, by far, and we have creative, which is an adjective, encounter, which is a verb, global, which is an adjective, justify, which is a verb, obvious, an adjective, reject, a verb, prepare, a verb, and surface, a noun. Here you can see the translation in Arabic and in Hebrew. For your own benefit, you can memorize those words because you will be in need for them in your reading, in your writing, and while you talk to people in English. So it's very important to enrich your vocabulary. It's very important. So today we are going to practice the synonyms. What do you mean by synonyms? They are words that have the same or close meaning. Okay? So here we have the words that we learned: reject, block, creative, by far, justify, and service. And here we have 5 groups. They all have a similar meaning, and you need to choose one of the learned words in order to complete the group. For example, the first group contains the word deny, dismiss, and turn down. To deny something, to dismiss something, and to turn down something or someone. So, what word goes with these 3 words? Yes, you think reject, block, creative, by far, justify, surface. It is reject. So now you are going to guess the others by a great amount significantly, undoubtedly, give reasons for, give grounds for, prove, so undoubtedly, significantly, and by a great amount, give reason for, give grounds for, prove, original, innovative, top, and all of these things. So take 1 minute, do them by your own, and then we are going to check them. Ready? Let's move on. So here we have the first group. Reject. Reject goes with deny, dismiss, turn down. They all have the same or similar meaning. The second group, by a great amount, significantly, and undoubtedly, by far, right. We have give reason for, give grounds for, and prove. As we mentioned earlier, it is to justify. Original ideas, inventive ideas, innovative ideas, creative, original. And the last one, top, side, or the facet, we have surface. Now, we are going to deal with the opposite thing, the antonyms, which are words that have the opposite meaning. We need the opposite meaning, or the antonym, or for block, surface, creative, obvious, and reject. The words that you can match: open, inside, dull, unclear, and accept. Take a minute and then we'll do them together. Ready? Let's check. Here we have a block is to block, to stop from moving or to make it impossible to move or something like that. It is block here, open, surface, inside, creative, dull, obvious, unclear, and reject, accept. So each word goes with the word, but not here synonyms. We have here a mistake. It is antonyms. Okay, we can move now to practice more. Now you need to circle the suitable word. You need to choose the word or its antonym. Sally isn't smart enough. She's not smart. She's not intelligent. She always suggests dull or creative solutions because she's not smart, so she can't come up with creative, original things. So the correct word is dull. You are right. The second sentence, we have Sam got so sad because his proposal was. So he was so sad. He wasn't happy because his proposal was accepted or because his proposal was rejected. Sure, you are right, which is rejected because Sam was sad. We are usually sad when our proposals are rejected. It was obvious or unclear that she was sad. I wonder how you didn't notice that. So it was so, yes, you're right, obvious. It was so clear. I wonder how you missed that. The fourth sentence, there was a big rock. We have a rock, a big rock. And what did this rock do? It blocked the road. It didn't open it. It made the movement hard or impossible. So it is here blocked. And one last sentence, there was some garbage floating. It is floating. So usually we float on the surface or inside the sea. Sure, we float on the surface. So here we have on the surface. Let's check if we are right. Yes, she isn't very smart, so she comes up with dull ideas. Sam got sad because his proposal was rejected. It was obvious. I wonder how you didn't notice it. and there was a big rock, and this rock blocked the road, and one last thing, we float on the surface. So there was some garbage floating on the surface of the sea. So we're done now, but you can practice more at home. You can click on the website here or use your mobile and click on the barcode in order to work out some crossword puzzle where you can practice synonyms and antonyms and enjoy your time. So by the end of this lesson, I hope we were able to understand the 10 words when reading them. So now if you are or if you encounter these 10 words, I suppose you are able to understand the words when reading them. You are able to use the words correctly in a sentence. You are able to give antonyms and for these words. We're done for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and hope to see you next time.